In this video, we're doing a paint job on a rifle. So I got a bunch of comments on this rifle in some of our old YouTube videos, people asking about the paint job. So I painted this rifle. I've painted a bunch of my rifles because I think they look cool. Painting a rifle is not a big deal. So today, we're going to paint this rifle. This is the new 300 Blackout that we've built at the Redeemed Legion. This thing is pretty decked out. It's a lightweight build. It's a pistol. It's a 10.5-inch barrel. This is an anechoic titanium suppressor. It's the 30L. It's on a Blackout QD, which is super awesome. The suppressor is anechoic's flat dark earth. It's a little bit darker than most FDE. So we're going to try and paint the rifle to match and give it that kind of battle-worn look that I really like and the internet seems to like too. So when I paint rifles, I keep it super simple, right? Typically I use this camouflage spray paint. I buy it at Tractor Supply. Comes in all the cool colors, desert tan, earth brown, there's black around here somewhere. And the way I do it, tape up the stuff you don't want to get painted, which typically for me is obviously the glass on the optics. I usually tape the trigger so we don't get any paint in the moving parts. And that's about it. I got some paper laid down on the table. I'm going to find some masking tape and we'll get to it. All right, couldn't find any masking tape. I want to get this done, so we're going to go with what we got, which is packing tape. So for taping the optic off, I'm just putting flat pieces right across. I'm not wrapping it around because I want the paint to get all around the glass, just not on the glass. And then for the trigger, if the trigger itself gets painted, who cares? That's great, right? It's just a flat piece. But what we want to protect is where the trigger actually goes up inside the lower receiver. We obviously don't want paint getting in there on moving parts. So I'm just going to split a piece of tape like that and go right around the trigger and sort of block off those openings up into the lower receiver. If this was going to be a showpiece or I was super concerned about making it look crazy awesome, I'd take the trigger out and paint the receiver separate. But I'm not either of those things, so I'm going to do that and I'm going to let it ride. So that's all I'm going to tape off. Obviously keep the dust cover closed, and then I usually do a base coat over the whole thing. And then once that base coat's nice and dry all the way around, then we're going to take other colors and I'll just spray some down on the paper or on a piece of cardboard. I'm going to take a sponge and I just dip the sponge and then just sponge paint it. Again, I keep it simple. This is an old sponge. I just cut it in half, open up some new material there, newish. It's not that new, but it works great. So we're going to start with this base coat. I think I am going to do the tan. You do want to make sure there's not a bunch of grease and stuff, oil and all that, because the paint won't stick. So wipe that stuff off. And then the way I do these, just do a nice light coat, let it dry, let it actually dry completely to where it's not tacky anymore, and then do the next coat. Usually do like 2 coats of the base layer and then start sponging it and start shooting it. First side done. First coat on the first side. Very gently, gingerly flip it over. You can hang them too. I've used coat hangers. Hang them up so you can do all of them at once, but I don't have that right now, so I'm just doing it on the table. I think it looks cool. It's okay to look cool. Some people take a lot more care when they paint or Cerakote their rifles. That's totally cool. It's just not my style. I use guns like tools, and I don't treat them like China dolls. If you do, that's your call, man. Do your thing. But I don't. So this is how I paint rifles. There's our first coat. It's pretty light. It's pretty desert tan, like the can says, which is cool. I think it looks good. We're going to let this thing dry really well. We'll come back, probably shoot a second base coat. I don't know. We'll see how it looks. If it's good to go, we'll just start on the sponging. All right, so our base coat is dry. I'm not going to do a second base coat because this one looks pretty good and I don't want to. So we're going to take our trusty old sponge that I have chopped up. We got some, I'm just going to use the paper I got down on the table. And we're going to start with brown. The cool thing about painting rifles this way, you can always change it. So all I do, once the paint is shaken, I'm just going to spray a puddle of paint on the paper and then take the sponge, dab it in there, and then just sponge paint it. So you can see it's not a real scientific process. Just do it till it looks the way you want it to. I like mine to look kind of dirty, kind of worn. It's not. It's a brand new rifle. And it's my rifle, so I'm going to do what I want with it. Just like your rifle is yours, and you should make it look the way you want. I'm going to ditch the tape because we're not spraying anymore. So we'll see how it goes. And you don't have to be super careful as far as, touching it, getting fingerprints on it when you're doing it this way because it looks dirty anyways. I tried to kind of blur any lines or like defined specs or anything. I run my rifles pretty hard, and so I don't need them to look pristine or anything. That's why I paint them like this, and I like it, and it works. Another nice thing of doing it with a sponge like this is it dries, at least the sponged on part dries pretty quick. So you can get onto your next color / layers pretty quickly. There's not a lot of waiting around, which is cool. One thing I am going to have to kind of test fit is the muzzle device. This rifle has a tri-lug muzzle device from Break Arms, and that accepts the Break Lock QD for that can, which is a super cool system, and we have a video coming out really soon on that whole system. But the way that it locks up with that tri-lug system, I want to make sure that the paint doesn't gum any of that up. So I may end up taking the paint off of the muzzle device if that happens. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. We got our first sponged on layer of brown over the tan. And I'm going to move directly into some black. So, same process, just spraying a little puddle on the paper, and the black can just quit. So I'm gonna have to get a new can of black. All right, so we let things dry overnight. This is what the rifle's looking like now. We got some more paint. So we're back here today. We're gonna do some more sponging on this thing. You can use the same old sponge we were using yesterday. Maybe. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do some black with the sponge over top of the base coat of tan and the first kind of sponge coat of brown that we did on top of that. All right, and there's our sponge coat of black over top. Looks kind of splotchy, which is what we're going for. And now we're going to go back over top of that with some more tan. All right, there we go. We're going to let it dry. We'll come back in a couple hours, see how it's doing. Maybe overnight again, see how long it takes to dry. See how it looks. So here it is. Here's the rifle painted up. Let it dry overnight again. You can see how it came out. Put some close-ups in here so you guys can see it. I think it came out pretty well. Looks good. It feels good. We'll run it around on the range. That's going to be another video. Kind of rub some of the new off of it. This is the test rifle for the new suppressor, which will be a whole nother video coming out soon. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Remember, you're made in the image of God and he loves you.